You're watching the station that works for you. Good Morning Maryland at 9.
Just a few minutes before 9:15, and you're looking live this morning at the Space Shuttle Discovery, where the crew is getting a day of rest after a successful spacewalk yesterday. Now later tonight, the crew will chat with President Barack Obama. Discovery is docked right now at the International Space Station and scheduled to undock from the station Sunday for a trip back to Earth. This is the final flight for NASA's oldest and hardest work space shuttle as the program begins winding down. Now, the proud and sometimes tragic history of the space program will write its final chapter with the return of the Shuttle Discovery for that specific shuttle. Now, that's going to happen when it returns to Earth after it undocks Sunday, but not everyone agrees the end of this era of the space program is a good thing. Assistant Professor of Physics and Astronomy Ben Sugarman with Goucher College joins us now to explain. And if you would quickly clear up something, because I think there's a misconception that when Discovery comes back, that's the end of the shuttle program. Not the case.
Right, no, today's the last, right now is the last mission for STS-133. That's the Discovery mission, and it's going to be grounded, and then there's two more missions coming up, 134 and 135.
Now, what is it about the program? What has the space program, as it relates to Discovery and all shuttles for that matter, the shuttle program, how has it affected us here on Earth?
Well, I think there's two ways you can look at it. One, you can look at it in terms of spin-off, what kinds of technology have come out because of the shuttle running. And I brought in this little prop just to show that if I were to take 2 lines per page, or 2 lines per item, and fill up a notebook, it would be about this thick, full of things that NASA technology has done to spin off into the private sector to make our lives better. Everything from cell phones and flat screen TVs, microcomputers to make the new iPad that you want work. Right. Doppler radar, which you were just using over here, comes from NASA. The fishing nets, the little inflatable slides that you use to get out of an airplane in case it has a water landing, is shuttle technology. Better golf clubs, aerodynamic golf balls. I mean, I could just go on and on and on and on.
Daily application, things we take for granted as just being of our own mind and our own creation.
That's right.
This is the result of the space program.
That's
I think more commonly people may think Velcro.
Yeah,
that came from the space program.
You know, it's a common misconception. Velcro and Teflon and Tang were not developed by NASA. It's just NASA made them very popular by using them.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people think that. I mean, I was just as guilty of that.
That's
so
right.
At $20 billion a year, is the NASA? Is this really? I mean, is it really worth it? I mean, when you sit here and you rattle off golf clubs, Doppler, computer chips, I think the answer clearly sounds like yes.
Well, you know, you go online and you look at a lot of people complaining, saying there are a lot of problems on Earth. There's a lot of things that we on Earth need to be taken care of. And why are we spending $20 billion to go into space? And I think it's a fair question. There are a couple good answers to it. One is that for every dollar that NASA invests in technology, royalties and patents pay off $8 back. And that goes into the federal treasury, not to NASA. So NASA is actually paying us back. Every dollar that's spent on NASA is money spent here in this country on Earth. So it's money being invested back into our economy. The science and technology that's come out of NASA is certainly invaluable. But it also inspires our children to go on to do great things. You know, it's that inspiration that's really so critical. Today's technology leaders almost always say, we got inspired by watching Neil Armstrong on the moon or watching the first spacewalks. And I don't think, it's kind of like those MasterCard commercials, you can't put a price on the inspiration that we get from these kinds of activities.
All right, Dr. Ben Sugarman, thank you so much for your time. This interview is going to be on our website, abc2news.com, if you missed any portion of it. For now, though, let's send things over to Megan.